A few days ago, I was reading the comments of a video on my channel and a user commented on the arrest of a CJNG member nicknamed El Pelón. The person referred to in the comment was a CJNG member named Alejandro, who perpetrated an attack at a funeral in the state of Michoacán. The mention of this person reminded me of a guy with the same nickname who perpetrated a massacre in the state of Veracruz in 2019. This event occurred in the city of Minatitlán and was an event that had a great impact on society and the political class, because it was one of the first bloodbaths of López Obrador's government. A government that promised that in the first minute of its mandate, crime and corruption will disappear, as if by magic. The perpetrator of this carnage was Adrián Fernández Fernández, aka Comandante Pelón or El Pelón, a member of the CJNG who serves as a plaza chief in Veracruz. Some media reports indicate that he was a worker for the national oil company Pemex. I mention this detail of his employment in the oil company because it is a place where 99% of the people in that company are relatives of someone who works or worked there and got the position by inheritance and often not by skills. In my opinion, a very corrupt system. Besides, it is one of the best paid national companies in the country. What is intriguing is that someone with a relatively cushy job would choose to become a criminal. But back to the subject, 14 people were killed in this massacre, 13 instantly, and another one died the next day. Among these 14 people, there was a 1-year-old boy whose parents couldn't find a babysitter and decided to take him to the party. To this day, the reasons for the attack are unknown, but it is presumed that it was a punishment from the CJNG to the owner of the place. To put the context of Veracruz in 2019, the CJNG was just entering the state, which was controlled by Los Zetas. By then, Los Zetas were already dying out, but still maintained a large presence. One of the main sources of money for any cartel in Mexico is the extortion of merchants, store owners, cantinas, nightclubs, etc. These people are forced to pay a periodic amount to the cartel in exchange for protection. When one cartel is disputing control of an area with another, those people who are extorted find themselves in an even more difficult situation. Those who are entering demand that the fees be paid to them, and those who are already there too. Unfortunately, failing to comply with any of them, or wrongly choosing who to pay and who not to pay, results in events like what happened in Minatitlán. So yeah, what I just mentioned sounds far-fetched. I mean, having to choose which cartel you want to be extorted by. Isn't there an authority to go to for help? Unfortunately, this is very normalized in the country. People see it as something that will eventually happen, like taxes or something like that. The authorities are the same trash. They fear them or are in collusion with them. Continuing with what happened in Minatitlán on April 19th, a birthday was being celebrated in a bar called La Potra, belonging to a transsexual person known as La Becky or Rebequita, whose real name was Julio César González Reina. According to witnesses who survived the attack, There were about 6 sicarios who arrived at the place. When they entered, the first thing they did was to ask for Labeki. At the same time, they asked for this person, they began to shoot at everyone present. Celia Cruz's La Vida es un Carnaval was playing as the detonations began. The attendees sought shelter to avoid the bullets. Although they killed more than a dozen people, they had the pleasure of psychologically torturing those who survived, forcing them to watch as they gave the final shot to those who were still breathing. Most of the people at the party were women, including senior citizens. One of the victims was Santiago, a 1-year-old baby wearing a yellow t-shirt, blue denim shorts, and black tennis shoes, who was shot while he was on the ground. According to his sister, he was shot in the heart. Eventually, El Pelón, the perpetrator of the crime, was arrested as he was driving away from his work at the Pajaritos Industrial Complex in Veracruz. But there were many inconsistencies in his trial and presumably he was released. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you for watching. See you next time.